Hey, Ransom Rest here. We're out here at Compass Training Center, Arizona, gonna do some gun testing today. Before we do, I want to get on my soapbox here, and if you guys could just kind of hang on with me, I'm gonna explain what we're doing. But basically, if you send a gun in to a gun manufacturer, and you tell that gun manufacturer this gun does not shoot, typically what that gun manufacturer is gonna probably tell you, or what they're thinking, is you can't shoot. And they're like, no, your gun don't shoot. And they're like, yeah, you just can't shoot our gun. So, if you call a gun manufacturer and you say your gun don't shoot, and you say I tested it on a ransom rest, they typically listen. Why is that? Well, here's a letter from Department of Homeland Security, okay, regarding solicitation bid for an everyday carry for ICE in this situation. These letters go around periodically. You can see this one's semi-redacted. Department of Homeland Security issues them for the FBI, DOJ, ICE, military, or otherwise. Basically, it sums up that if a firearm is going to go into service, firearm model is going to go into service for the military, the FBI or DOJ, or in this case, ICE, it must pass the ransom rest test, okay? So when you call the gun manufacturer and you say your gun doesn't shoot, we tested it in a ransom rest, they typically listen. Because this letter goes around to most firearm manufacturers when they're going after a contract bid for the military, FBI, or DOJ. So when Beretta won the contract, it was a ransom rest doing the test. When SIG won the contract, it was a ransom rest doing the test. When Glock won the contract, it was a ransom rest doing the test. Most state law enforcement, their regulations differ per county. I'm not the expert on this, but each state decide their own requirements. In most conditions, they want a ransom rest test, or they follow a military spec test. In other conditions, the commanding officer of the police department decides if that gun is okay to carry or not. But in most situations, even local and state police departments go for a ransom rest test standard. So let's see what this says. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security Immigration, they intend to utilize the Ransom Master Series rest manufactured by Ransom Rest during the evaluation and testing of the submitted gun samples. The use of the Ransom Master Series rest and ransom grip inserts affords the opportunity to treat all guns fairly and equally, the submitted objectively during all portions of the testing. Offices of Firearms Tactical Program, OFTP, Offices of Firearms Tactical Program, Armory Operations Unit maintains an ISO certified ballistics laboratory and utilizes the ransom rest and its grip inserts in conducting firearm and ammunition testing and evaluating on the behalf of the United States government. OFTP has determined that the use of ransom rest and the ransom grip inserts provides OFTP the opportunity to obtain a repeatable result and constant data, and affords OFTP the opportunity to objectively, fairly, and reasonably obtain data when different makes, models of pistols are being evaluated to establish a standard. The use of the ransom rest and ransom grip inserts affords the opportunity and the ability for all contractors to be treated equally and fairly. It goes on to say, the goal of testing and evaluating is to determine what capabilities and performance an agent may reasonably expect from their pistol during handheld firing. Basically what they're saying is a ransom rest is duplicatable to the end user. That when you test off a ransom rest, the officer can actually duplicate that offhand. Ransom rest was designed by a bullseye shooter, one-handed 50 yards. In the 60s, he was an NRA Grandmaster bullseye shooter. He wanted to know, is it him, the gun, the ammo? It has since the 60s became the industry standard for accuracy testing. It is attested to this by not only that letter, but all the major firearm manufacturers that use us. A lot of things. They call it the great lie detector. The ransom rest is a great lie detector. Is it you, your gun, your ammo? How accurate or repeatable your gun, okay? How accurate and repeatable the ammo is. In that letter, it talks about OFTP uses it for ammo testing and handgun testing for what to reasonably expect, what their officers can reasonably expect out of that gun. Our reputation is numerously documented throughout publications. Today, with the fast-paced world of the internet, not everybody knows about a ransom rest. Not everybody understands what a ransom rest does. It is still the standard and used by all these manufacturers. When SIG won the contract, it was Ransom Rest doing the testing. When Glock won the contract, it was Ransom Rest doing the testing. Basically, when you call a manufacturer and say your gun doesn't shoot, it could be you. You may not be able to shoot that gun. We understand that. I may not be able to shoot that gun. So is it me, the gun, the ammo? That's the reason Chuck Ransom designed the Ransom Rest. He was a one-handed bullseye shooter at 50 yards, okay? We get our roots from bullseye shooting, not competition, not IDPA, not USPSA, all good disciplines, but we get our roots from bullseye. That's 50 yards. Back up quite a few years, the Glock Gen 5 come out. Before the Glock Gen 5 come out, we actually had the grip insert to hold the Glock Gen 5 over a year. Why is that? Because Glock was doing their testing, their R&D, their prototyping. And when they do that, they send us the gun, we made the insert, they're doing their in-house testing. So when the Glock finally got released, we're like, hey, we can accommodate you on the testing. Fast forward to the officers, police departments, sheriff's departments, local, state, federal police departments are getting this Glock Gen 5 and they're calling us saying, hey, this gun doesn't shoot. This gun's a piece of crap. I don't like this gun. This Glock sucks. And the commanding officer is saying, hey, we need to test these Glocks. We're telling Glock to warranty all the guns, take these piece of craps off of us, send us new Glocks. Glock saying it's your shooter. The police are saying it's the Glocks. Glock says, we will warranty it, test it in a ransom rest, then we'll warranty it. They're calling me. I have more officers in sheriff's departments and police departments, local and state, from anywhere from Florida to Chicago to Illinois to Nevada to California calling me saying, hey, I need a Glock grip insert for a Gen 5. We got to test these Glocks. I got a bad batch of Glock. Glock saying they'll warranty it, but I got to test it in a ransom rest. So even Glock says, hey, if your gun doesn't shoot, test in a ransom rest, then we'll warranty it. That is the standard. So I follow up with these officers saying, hey, how'd the test go? You got the Glock Gen 5 grip insert? They have the ransom rest. Most of them all had the ransom rest. So they're just buying a $60 insert. Calling up, getting the insert, testing the gun. I follow in with them. Hey, how'd that gun test? They did fine. Out of that one particular officer, out of 25 guns, he said 2 of them failed. 2 of them. All others passed, and Glock was quick to rectify the problem. One of them had a barrel problem, one of them had a extractor problem. Strange enough, one of them was the chief of police's, but Glock was quick to fix them all. Point is all the guns were great. Point is Glock even said test it on a ransom rack. Number of times this happened. More times than I can count on 2 hands. Now we fast forward to this great company called Shadow Systems, and I'm going to call them out. I'm not trying to throw shadow on Shadow Systems, but I'm going to tell you what has just recently happened with Shadow Systems. The company we work with, Shadow Systems has a ransom rest. Taurus has a ransom rest. High Point has a ransom rest. This customer, either way, runs over to Suarez International and says, hey, this gun is not grouping. This Shadow Systems MR920 groups like crap, failure to cycle, it's not going into battery, there's multiple problems I'm having with this thing. It's a piece of crap. Suarez says it's a new gun, send it in, tell them you tested it on a ransom rest, they'll fix it. Oh, okay. And keep in mind, that's the standard. Hey, tested it on a ransom rest. We know this gun is or is not a piece of crap. They send it in to Shadow Systems, said I tested it on a ransom rest. Okay? If Shadow Systems sent the gun back and said, hey, we saw no failure, here's the gun, here's how it grouped, you know, give it another try. Maybe you didn't use the ransom rest right. Okay, we'd be good. Shadow Systems sends a report back to this customer, to this guy, and the report basically says they report no malfunctions encountered, shot significant groups to a point of aim, target has been included on the return shipment. So they said no problem, we saw no problem with the gun, here's a target, the gun group good. They went on and said repair summary, firing is probably failing battery due to how loose the ransom rest holds the firearm. We could not replicate any malfunction firing the weapon offhand. If all they said is we could not duplicate the malfunction by firing it offhand, we'd be fine. But when they said the failure is due to the ransom rest, Shadow Systems, you got our attention. Okay? We're paying attention now. Customer gets the gun back and says, doesn't malfunction as often, but still can't group with crap. He takes it over to Suarez and says, what the heck's this? Suarez goes, hey, I thought you guys were the standard, man. What gives? We have a gun that, according to Shadow Systems, cannot be shot from a ransom rest. We're like, excuse us? We've been around for over 50 years. We've never seen a gun that cannot shoot from a ransom rest. Let's back up. It's the standard, they say, right? Can't be Billy, Bob, Joe, Jay, Johnny, Jackson in the back. Hey, we send our guns to Billy Bob and he shoots them. Billy Bob says it's a good gun. It's a good gun. Either way. You cannot duplicate it. It's how loose the ransom rest shoots it. You got our attention, Shadow Systems. Customer sends it to Suarez. Suarez goes, what the heck? Suarez calls ransom rest, goes, what the heck? We're like, excuse us? And they send us a report. You know what they also sent us? The gun. So here marches in. Go ahead and pan down and get a look at this. A Shadow Systems MR920. Okay? There you have it. Nice comp on the front. Nice looking gun, right? An improved version of like a Glock. Many call them Glock. It's a great looking gun. We have the gun. They have put a box or two of ammo after receiving it back. They still can't get it to group. Suarez says it doesn't appear to malfunction as much. It does seem to, in elaboration, a little hard time going to battery sometimes all the way. Okay, they noted that. There you have it. Shadow System gun. No failure. We're going to give it a try. We're going to send it through a ransom rest test. We understand what they're saying. This gunsmith, what he's basically saying is, I don't trust the ransom rest. That's what he thinks he's saying. You know what he actually is saying? His gun cannot pass a military spec test from Department of Homeland Security. That Shadow System won't pass a regular military spec test. He's saying, I don't trust a ransom rest. But what he's actually saying is that gun can't pass a military spec test. I'm sorry, Shadow Systems. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to see what that gun does. We hope it groups well. We hope to come back and tell the customer he just can't shoot that gun. Shadow Systems included a target. 147 grain Fiocchi. They gave us a measuring stick. They didn't tell us distance. They didn't tell us it was Billy Bob. It wasn't ransom rest. Maybe it was Johnny who shot it in the back. You know, Johnny shot the gun in the back 40 there. But whatever the distance is and whatever their standards are, they gave us a standard. 147 grain. We're going to put this thing in a ransom rest. We're going to test it at 15 yards. We're going to see if it'll pass the standard military spec test. We're not holding it to military spec standards. We may up the game depending on how good it tests. We may throw it up against the High Point just to see. Why? Because we know High Point uses a ransom rest. They test their guns in a ransom rest. And what's the most known Glock right now? A Ruger RXM. So will the Shadow Systems beat the High Point or the Ruger RXM right now? If we get time today, we're going to test them all. We're going to throw 147 through there. We're going to settle the gun with some Scorpion ammo. It's not some high precision Scorpion ammo. It's some range, remanufactured Scorpion ammo. We're just going to throw some Scorpion through there, settle the gun. They didn't tell us what. They didn't tell us what 147 grain Fiocchi they tested, but we got some 147 grain Fiocchi, full metal jacket, range dynamic. We're going to see what it does. They didn't tell us the distance either. We're figuring that's a 7-yard group. We're going to try 15, maybe a 10-yard group. Who knows what their standards are? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. All right. Here we are. All right, we're at a live range here at Compass Training Center. A lot of shooting in the background. For sake of the test, we're about a 0.7 mile per hour wind right now. Not quite a 1 mile per hour. We've climbed to 45 degrees. Our lab radar today, our USB battery pack's not turning on, so apparently we're going to have to go without the chronograph. 9mm, 124 grain Super Vel ammo just to settle the gun. We don't know what this gun will do. Magazine in, down to battery. Pulling the ECI out. Racking the slide. First round's in. She's hot. She's ready. Alrighty. First round of the Shadow Systems with a 124 grain 9mm. Everything's clamped, ready. Fire in the hole. Alrighty. Going down the battery. Boop. It hit high, right in the black. Round 2. Right above that one. Round 3. Uh-oh. Failure to cycle or something. Pushed it forward to battery. That's round 3. That's why we're out here. Round 4. Still didn't go to battery. We'll try it again. Round 4. Right below, right there where round 1 was. Round 5. Wow, it jumps forward. Round 6. It's not going fully to battery. Round 7. Apparently that was round 8. Did I lose count? Did I not load 8?
I guess.
All right, well, she grouped. She gave us a group. There you have it. We're going to go down range and see what she measures. Coming up out of battery, ECIN. We're going to hang a target. We'll do the Fioki and see what she groups. Stop and record.
You don't mind if I follow you down?
Yeah, Hans, come on. We'll get you on video measuring it. Don't trip over the camera there. Come on in, Hans. Let's measure this thing. Hans Van Kamp just stopped by. How you doing, Hans?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, man?
Good to get you on video once in a while.
That's okay, no problem. For you, I take care of you. You're a nice guy.
Kind of famous, Mr. Van Kamp there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was 7 rounds. Apparently, I thought I loaded 8. I can't count, Hans.
That's okay. I can't count either. I'm old. I have an
Right.
excuse. You don't have that excuse yet.
Yeah, right. It was first round there. Came up, 3rd round, and it just printed. We saw it on video. All right, 15 yards away. We are holding 2-inch. 2-inch, scrap that one. We scrap nothing. Total group, 3 1/4. At 15 yards away, 3 1/4. It's no bullseye accuracy X.
No, it's
1.5 inches at 50 yards, you know. I mean, that's 1.5 inches at 50. This is 3 1/4 at 15. So, not acceptable accuracy. It's all headshots.
Yeah,
It's all going to hit your cranium.
that's fine. I'd be happy with that in one of my guns.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know,
What were you saying?
if that was a custom barrel like a Barstow, I would say no, that's not acceptable. For a standard production barrel,
Yeah.
that's more than fine.
Yeah. And what, like a $500 gun, right?
Yeah,
it's-
$500.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Now,
And so-
the failure to battery is concerning, but clearly the gun shoots.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll address, see if it continues when I go to the higher grain ammo.
I think you go to higher grain ammo, it's going to solve the
It
problem.
may cycle a little better.
Yeah,
so
cycle a little better.
we'll see. 3 1/4, like you said, not ridiculously horrible. It's not a competition gun, competition barrel.
No, that's more than fine.
15 yards away, 3 1/4 inch group. Let's see how that Fioki does. 147 grain. All right, we're gonna try that stuff. Federal Syntec, magazine in. ECI out, down to battery. Ragging the slide. There she is, she's hot. She's loaded. First round of the Federal Syntec. Clear down range, fire in the hole. There you go. Up. Yeah, it's almost on the outer 10 ring. Round 2. No fire. Round 2. No fire. Let me see. Oh. Round 2. All right, right low of that. Coming down to battery. All right. Round 3. All right. Down to battery. Round 3 went way up there. All right, round 4. Nothing. All right, bring the camera over here. I'm not sure why he's doing this, but he's going to zoom in right about this area here. Huh. All right, back up. Ready? Round 4. Ready? Round 4. All right, hit right where round 2 did, right next to it. Coming down the battery. Go ahead and come in here. Looking right in here again. I don't know. Back up. Round 5. It's out of chamber. It's not in battery. I'm going to come down to battery position. Push this forward. Round 6. Round 6 went right by round 1. Down to battery. Alrighty. Round 7. Round 7 went down there by round 6. Down to battery. Pushing it forward. Round 8. Coming down to battery. ECIN. Well, magazine out. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not a gunsmith. I won't tell you what's wrong with your gun. I'll only tell you if there's something wrong with your gun. And there's something wrong with your gun. This needs to go to a gunsmith. This needs checked. When we finish our testing, we'll try it offhand. But clearly, if it's doing it in a ransom rest, it's going to do it offhand. Maybe the jerking back down is bringing in battery. I know if I slam it down to battery, I think it comes back into battery. The first test, we only had 4 of them or 5 of them didn't get battery. The other ones did because as soon as I lowered, I saw it go into battery. As soon as I lowered, it went into battery. I don't know what's up. Come over here, Daniel. It's not a horrible group at 15 yards. It's not a horrible group at 15 yards. I mean, round 1, 2, 3, 4, you watched it. Quite a few of them are touching. Federal 147. That flyer's an oddity. We'll strike that one just for sake of discussion. Measure those ones. It's a round group. I challenge anybody offhand to beat that group right now. Anybody. I'll give it to Masan Ayob. I'll give it to Ken Campbell over there at Gunsight Academy. I'll give it to anybody. I challenge anyone to beat that group with that gun right now with that ammo. It ain't going to happen. That's the best dang group you're going to get. We're going to try it with that Fiocchi. Stay tuned. You know, I'm not disappointed with that group. Clearly that gun wants to group. We're going to call that thing a fluke. Clearly the gun wants to group. It's not completely horrible. Federal, Syntec, 2.5. Discount that round. 7-round group, 2.5. Nice. We're happy with it. If it wasn't for the malfunction, it'd be a nice gun. Clearly it has a tight lockup. I'm not a gunsmith. I ain't gonna tell you what's wrong with your gun. I'll only tell you if there is something wrong with your gun. It wants to group. It just has a malfunction. We're gonna hang a target right there. We're gonna try the Fiocchi. Stay tuned. Okay, 147 grain Fiocchi. Magazine in. Down the battery. Back, ECI out. Rack the slide, first round's in. This thing has respectively grouped okay. 2.5 at 15 yards so far. It has failure to function with the other 2 ammo. We're gonna try this Fiocchi, see how she does. All right, first round of the Fiocchi, everything's on record. It respectively even hit where its point of aim were. It's no fault of the gun. Gun's grouping good. We're having function questions, but it's grouping. Yep. First round of the Fiocchi. Fire in the hole. Right in bullseye. Woohoo!
Nice.
Alrighty. That went to battery when I brought it down. Round 2. Way up above. It is at battery, so we're good. Alright, coming down. Round 3. Right back where round 1 was. Down to battery. Yep. Oh, nope, it wasn't all the way forward. Right, round 4. Way up above.
And it's not, I don't think it's all the way in battery either. Check it.
You want to bring the camera over? Let's verify before I push on this.
Looks like there's a
So we can
slight
get
gap
rid of
there.
any naysayers, but the RSO,
From back here, it looks like it's got about 1/8 of an inch that's not in.
maybe not quite an eighth, but I agree with the RSO. It does not look at battery.
Yep.
He was right.
Yep.
Not at battery. All right, round 5. We're way up top. It's not at battery. Coming down. If I tried to pull the trigger right now, she will not go off.
Not in battery. Yep.
Round 6. Way over to the left. Coming down to battery. Position. It is not at battery. Wow. Here we go, round 7. Way over to the left. Coming down. Going to battery position.
Wow.
Wow, right?
Yeah.
There you have the RSO chiming in. Round 8.
Oh, okay, that was last. Okay.
Yep, like I said, Shadow Systems, you got our attention. You could said, I find no fault in the gun. But when you say I find no fault in the gun, it was the Ransom Rest testing it. You got our attention. You guys, let the world make the decision. Did we limp wrist that? Is it a mechanical recoil limp wristing that thing, causing that thing to failure to function? Or as I stated on the beginning of this video, this thing cannot pass the standard military test. There you have it. I thought it grouped pretty good with the other 2 ammo. I'm not going to sit here and try all ammo. I have some Atlanta arms. I'd love to shrink this group down. That's not my thing. We're going to go down range and measure this horrible freaking 147 Fiocchi group. And I love Fiocchi. I love Sealer Ballot. I don't know why that 147... I expected that to group better than our Federal. Wow. Either way, proof's in the pudding, guys. Who would have... I did not know this was coming. Which Fiocchi did they use? 147 grain? What? Special? All right, stay tuned. I think we're going to try a high point. All right, this thing's been grouping pretty good. 2.5 inch at 15 yards. It wasn't 2.5 inch at 50, bullseye gun, right? But standard production model gun, 2.5 at 15 yards. This is the Fiocchi 147 grain that they said they used. This is the 147 grain we found, Fiocchi. It looks like it's grouped the worst for the day. We did not anticipate that. I expected it to be the smallest group for the day given the target they gave us. I should have brought that target down here, but I'll show you what it is, Willie. And it's 3.5 inch at 15 yards, respectively, maybe just under. Let's go to 3.5 exactly. Center to center, 3.5. You call that?
This looks good.
3.5. So I asked Willie to come down here. I just met you, sir. You were further down at the range shooting. You had a bullseye box out. You were shooting some revolvers and grouping some stuff at 25 yards. You got our interest. We have a gun that's failure to functioning in a ransom rest. We feel like it grouped okay. And I asked you to come down here to measure the last group, 3.5 inch at 15 yard. Would you mind shooting the gun for us?
I will.
Offhand?
No
we
problem.
just want to film you. You have nothing to do with ransom. You're just some guy at the range. Would you do that for us? See if you have the same problem. And then I think we're going to go to another gun and test after that in the ransom rest. But
Sure. I'm here to help.
thank you, sir. Thank you. All righty. You go for that follow-up trigger pull. It's dead.
Yeah. Like I get.
Go to battery.
I
You
get
know,
like on the
stop when you want, but
Okay.
have fun.
I'm gonna try this trigger first because I've never ever
It's a
felt or touched or anything a shot.
so the true shot's great too.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
I'm pretty much done.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shot
We good?
about 200.
We're good.
rounds.
I'm gonna shoot the bigger stop sign.
Okay.
They haven't. FIs aren't giving us as much ammo to train with as they used to.
Fair enough.
So got to be a little more.
Not in battery.
My own ammo like everyone else. So.
Yeah, not yet.
My number one show.
Only once, huh? Not bad.
Yeah. If you have questions, let me know. And if you want me to mail you that stuff down
Not bad in the range.
Yeah, we'll do. I mean,
There you go.
yeah, no, I mean it's
Well,
Yeah, I'd say recoil spring maybe 2 pounds more.
backdrafts or if there's a problem, but I don't.
When I bring it down to battery, it will go forward sometimes on me.
Just from the inertia of the.
Yep, and I was being gentle,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
you know, and if just the inertia forward could have probably solved that equation. So that does make sense. Offhand, you're getting it to battery, but it still begs to argue why it's not going in there. And like you said, maybe a recoil spring. It didn't group that bad, but to send it back and say the failure was a ransom rest,
No.
it's not the right way.
Right.
So, thank you, Willie,
Yeah, I'm
for
here to
shooting
help.
this offhand. Nice to meet you today.
Okay.
You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right. We just got finished with the Shadow Systems gun. We even had it shot offhand. It failured once. We grouped it, not horrible. 3.5 inch at 15 yards. We were hoping for 1 inch or 3/4, but it wasn't the target they sent us. Who else uses Ransom Rest? High Point. Yeet Cannon. Check that out. And they actually sent it to us. This is just a factory gun. They custom lasered it for us. High Point Yeet Cannon. I've never had this in a Ransom Rest. We're gonna put this thing in a Ransom Rest. I don't know. Here we go. We're gonna see if this thing functions. If you've ever seen the Demo Ranch video, Demolition Ranch on High Point. In fact, on YouTube there, go ahead and put it in your search engine, Demolition Ranch, High Point. You'll see he takes this thing through crap, man. Mud, water, throw seaweed in there. He just could not get the thing to malfunction until he shot it, and then he unjammed it and still got the dang thing to function. Check that video out, it's kind of comical. We're going to check the accuracy and repeatability of this today and throw it in a Ransom Rest. Stay tuned. Just all right, everything's on record. Blue purple ammo, Federal Syntac, 147 grain. Coming up. Magazine in, down the battery. Racking the slide. High Point, 9mm. All right, first round of the Federal 147 Syntac. Fire in the hole. All right, just up from bullseye, down to battery. Round 2. Right below that one. Round 3. Little below that one. Round 4. Whoa, off to the left. Round 5. Split the difference. Round 6. Off to the right. Round 7. Split the difference. And round 8. Ran through them all, no failures. All 8 rounds through the Ransom Rest. Pretty wide grouping left to right. Magazine out. Boop. All right, we're going to go down range and measure it. See what this did. Stopping. Stop. All right, there you have it. 8 rounds. And furthest to furthest. Look at that. 2.9. Just under 3 inch. Let's stretch it out to 3 inch. 3 inch. It's a 3 inch group, folks. High Point, 3 inch. Almost the exact same grouping. On record. 147 grain, Fiocchi. Range dynamics in a high point. Just as a comparison, down to battery, rack in the slide. There you go. All right. First round, 147 grain Fiocchi. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. All right, just up from bullseye. Down to battery. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Round 5. Round 6. Off to the right. Round 7. Split the difference in round 8. Ran through. .7, 2.8. Yep, just about 3-inch group. But there you have it. Moving on. All right, Ruger RXM, Ruger times Magpul. Gonna throw some 147 grain Atlanta Arms. We don't know what this gun's gonna like. We're just throwing in some 147 as a comparison to the other gun. Rack in the slide. This is the first round through a brand new gun. Who knows what it'll do? I don't know. Ruger times Magpul. Fire in the hole. Right low a bullseye. Round 2. Whoa, up and right from that. Round 3. Split the difference between the two. Round 4. Right in the middle of that one. Round 5. Right on top of that. Round 6. Right on top of that one. Round 7. Right on top of that one. Round 8. Right on top of that one. That thing's just drilling a hole if it wasn't for that first round.
Second. It was actually the second round.
Second round. Yeah, that just held an inch at 15 yards. Clearly, that Ruger by Magpul wants to group. Look at that. Target's moving a little.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is pretty good grouping.
Yeah, it's about an inch.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Going on down. Not sure why round 2 ended up there, but you got 7 rounds. 1.2. Yep, about 1.2 inch. Let's grab 1.250. Inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter. 7 rounds. Let's grab that flyer, just for sake of discussion here. Boop, boop. And it could be the target moved. 2.7. 2.7 with that flyer. This is the only ammo that's been through that gun. Stock barrel, stock gun, brand new out of the box. We need to break this gun in, send a couple hundred rounds through it, and then really test this gun. We were just doing this as a comparison. The results are in. The new Ruger RXM did pretty good.
Did really good.
Inch and a quarter at 15 yards, had 1 flyer. It's a brand new gun out of the box.
First time being fired.
Yeah, right. The high point, brand new out of the box. First time being fired. Never shot the gun before in my life.
And not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Shadow Systems didn't group very bad. Has a problem. Has a cycling problem. We're not here to talk crap about them. We're here to measure it, to compare them.
Yeah, and just we want them to have faith in our product. We are grateful that we had a customer that had this experience and brought it directly to us.
That's it.
And brought it to our attention. But are there other customers out there where Shadow Systems might be expressing this lack of faith in our product?
Or any other gun manufacturer.
Right, yeah.
They say you can't test it off a Ransom Rest. I'd like to know. Bring it up. Come tell us. Ransom Rest has proven the test of time. We'll let you guys decide. Post your comments down below. argue about it, get in a fight about it, tell us how High Point beat them all out, tell us how Shadow Systems is way better than any of them, let us know. Oh, you should have oiled it. Tell us how we should have oiled it. Tell us how we should have cleaned it. Tell us how Suarez is wrong for saying it didn't function. Yeah, get in a fight down in the comments section. We want to know your opinion. What is your standards of testing? There's the results. Proof's in the pudding. Have a good day. Thank you for your work today, Daniel. Hold them hard. Ian, here at 2024 Ransom Rest, we just bumped into you, and we follow your channel. I know you've used a Ransom Rest, and you know what Ransom Rest is.
I have. It's a fantastic product.
Great to see you guys. We've always loved using your products. They're a big part of our testing regimen at True Velocity.
Velocity Firearms, thanks for using Ransom Rest as well.
Yeah.
And durability, precision, function. There you have it.
Ransom Rest tested.
Ransom Rest tested. Kato, thanks for all you guys do, and thanks for using a Ransom Rest.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You guys use a Ransom Rest as well, and you were mentioning that as well. So great to partner with companies that test their product and evaluate it and run it through their gauntlet of testing. He uses a Ransom Rest. I know you've used a Ransom Rest. I know he just recently talked to us, and he got a multi-caliber rest.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are the gold standard for accuracy testing.
I'm using your Ransom Rest on that facility, which is quite a privilege because I don't let too many companies in there. And that's how we got to know you, and we're very happy with your product. Just in Israel recently on their range. Back in Israel, this was just before the war started, and they were testing their exactly the same product.
And now you're using a Ransom Rest.
Exactly.
And it's great working with you.
Thanks so much,
And
Michael.
we'll share this with our customers. And
Only suspect that would get better with a Ransom Rest, right?
stoked, Freddie. Thank you so much. You're
Thank you,
such a
Michael.
blessing to the industry.
You're the man, the myth, the legend, Ransom Rest. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Absolutely, Michael.
thank you, boss. Getting the tools needed. The DIY, Ransom Rest is all about the DIY. And so getting the tools needed to do the job.
Great.
So, Kelly Bashan, I really enjoyed bumping elbows with you today.
Yeah.
It's
Glad you
kind
stopped
of
by
a
for us.
starstruck to stand here next to you. And it's like we bump into you every once in a while,
Every once in a
few
while.
months or so.
Yeah, and I mean to stop out at your facility in Prescott Valley, but yeah, just
That's-
so busy with Ruger that, yeah.
Uses Ransom Rest, uses a machine. You guys use Ransom Rest over there. You're running yours through the gauntlet. Ivor Johnson, thanks for working with us. And
All right.
We're in the Leapers booth.
We use Ransom Rest, and I typically spend a lot of my time in so that's like my second office. I'm the one who tests the stuff.
And I finally tracked Clay down with long shot scissors today.
Let's do it.
We're gonna great meeting up with you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. The ballistic high-speed guys. But thanks, Bryce, for the camera and using Ransom Rest at Dreamlight booth. They don't ship it out unless it passes your QC department.
That's right.
Well, we thank you for working with Ransom Rest. Lots of Ransom Rest testing on it. And, thank you, sir, for using a Ransom Rest.
What else are they going to use? And that, seriously, there's really nothing else.
Yeah.
Nobody doing what you guys, and for years and decades, what you guys are doing, which is amazing.
Yeah. I want to say thank you, Matt, for being a long time working with Ransom Rest, Full Master Mega 2. You guys are used testing machine. Thanks for all that support. Our cleaning master. Say thank you for using Ransom Rest.
Absolutely.
And hey, Ransom Rest here, 2024 SHOT Show, EMJ booth, material supplier. We're here with Charles with
We send out to a Ransom Rest.
Absolutely. Appreciate everything you do.
We couldn't do it without the Ransom Rest.
It's without the Ransom Rest, the video hadn't. She's a competitive shooter out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Suarez International, so I'm so happy to meet you guys because I want to do some accuracy testing and just help me with sighting in life. We'll be starting a YouTube soon also, which will be 90mm Brett. So we'll be filming some awesome videos with Ransom International.
Compass Training Center, Stable Horse Solutions. And if we're sharing this and you maybe haven't heard of Ransom Rest International and Mike Canfield, research their products and what they do, and a product that's made in America by fairly decent people.
Fairly decent people. Oh, you're heckling me. Go check them out. Jeremiah, just thank you for using Ransom Rest. Thank you for working with us. You guys do great stuff. Please check over, subscribe his channel. Thanks for watching Ransom Rest, and hold them hard.